Hey, what's up guys? Prince of Macedon here, and stay tuned. I'm going to show you plenty of driving footage of this $400 hobby-graded collector's edition of Mattel's Cybertruck. And I'm pretty happy I got my hands on this. I also got my hands on this $100 toy-grade Cybertruck, and I've had the Tesla Roadster for quite a while, but these are all made by Mattel. So before I delve into my review part of this video, I do want to show you some driving footage. So you're going to see that this Cybertruck has pretty fast acceleration. I'm not even going the fastest speed right now, but in the turns, be careful or you will slide. Again, you will slide quite a bit if you keep accelerating into the turns, and it will slide and slide. Or even worse, if you go too fast, you will roll. This thing is so prone to rolling. So if you accelerate too fast, you will absolutely roll and scratch up your truck. Looking back at the Mattel Tesla Roadster, for a toy grade, the Roadster has pretty good acceleration and turning. It's all digital proportional and digital steering for the Roadster. Not a bad purchase. But yeah, the Cybertruck, again, it really does have fast acceleration, but you really have to understand the lack of stability when it goes into the turns, because in the turns this thing will just slide out of control. But yeah, once you master that, then it's a pretty good RC car. And again, into the turns, you really have to slow down. Go. And driving against a toy grade, you can see, you know, the difference in speed between a toy grade and a hobby grade. And again, if you accelerate too much and turn too fast, you will absolutely flip your Cybertruck. And flipping even once is going to cause a lot of damage to the exterior body. But again, enjoy that speed on the Cybertruck. Even just after a few rollovers with your truck, your body will get absolutely destroyed. So be careful if you want to drive your $400 Cybertruck. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that driving footage. And you can see that this part of the video is going to be filmed before I drove the RC cars. So when I take the $400 Cybertruck out of its box, it's going to look pretty much in mint condition. But I'm going to focus my discussion mainly on the $400 Collector's Edition Cybertruck. But I'll talk a little bit about the cheaper $100 toy grade Cybertruck, as well as the Tesla Roadster, which was about $70 retail. And then I really just want to have a discussion on the $400 Cybertruck. So before I start, I do want to show you my shirt. I actually got this the Cybertruck shirt directly from Tesla, and it took me a while to ship it, but I got it, and I'm wearing it for the video. But let's go ahead and take the hobby grade Cybertruck out of the box. And I'm going to film this part because I've seen footage of people unboxing this, and this thing is quite the beast. Taking this thing out of the box is more of a two-man job. Oh, great. But yeah, I drove all the way to Titusville to buy this from this one dude who for some reason wanted to sell it, and he sold it pretty cheap too. Check out those Tesla charging stations. Guys, I drove all the way to Titusville to pick up this limited edition collector's edition for the Cybertruck. Slightly more than $400, but compared to what other people are charging on eBay, this was quite the steal. So that's why I drove all the way out to Titusville to get this. But he helped me take this out of the box, and right now I am failing to take this thing out of the box. We'll just let gravity do its thing here. Here you go. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you can see the difference. If you're wondering, you know, you're looking on eBay and you're like, hey, which Cybertruck am I getting? Am I getting the toy grade version or the hobby grade version? Well, the hobby grade version comes in this giant black Hot Wheels metal box here. So that already is your first giveaway as to what version you're getting. If you're getting the $100 version, you're gonna see that the $100 version has this really tiny box. It's really tiny. The $100 version also has a remote control that looks like the yoke or steering wheel of the actual Cybertruck. And the $100 version has this this Cyber Quad here, which is just a toy. It doesn't drive or anything. And also the $100 version does not have the black tonneau cover on the back, which covers the truck bed. Let's take the this thing and open it up. But this box is so sturdy that this really is a great investment, even just for the box. So here is the truck. You can see it's covered in wrap. And here's what the $400 remote looks like. It's a pistol grip, and it comes with a battery charger, or the adapter. And this thing will tell you just how charged your truck is when you plug it into your adapter. So when you plug in the battery to the charger, you got this little gauge that tells you just how charged it is. We got instructions, and we got whatever this is. Oh, this is the bumper guard, which I saw is designed to keep the front of your truck from scratching. And let's go and take this beauty out of the case. And I know a lot of you will cringe when I call a Cybertruck a beauty, but for a scaled RC, it really does look a lot like its real life counterpart. And whoa, this thing is a lot heavier than the $100 toy grade version. By the way, this is the battery for the truck. And then for the remote controller, this one requires 4 AA batteries. Ooh, I love that sound. Kind of like an ASMR video. Hear that, guys? That's the sound of a Cybertruck with the plastic coming off. Ooh, that is really satisfying. Oh, this is really shiny, guys. Again, there is a lot of weight to this compared to the cheaper $100 version. And I don't know if you can see it from here, but there is actually an interior. If you look past the windshield, it's hard to see. I'll show you. I'll show you the cockpit later on when it's illuminated. We got these really awesome, unique Cybertruck wheels on it. Very soft rubber tires. And here's that tonneau cover I was talking about, which the $100 version does not have. Look at that. And then we got this that comes down, and then we have the truck bed, which I don't think it's actually like this. I think the truck bed would be the same color as the body. But it looks pretty freaking cool here, guys. Oh, now it's not closing. And in case you're wondering about the measurements, the truck body itself is gonna be about, I would say, almost 20 inches, more like 19.5 inches long for the truck body. And then the width of the truck body at its widest point looks to be about 7.5 inches wide. These are quick, rough estimates. The wheelbase is going to be almost 13 inches, but a little less than 13 inches long for the wheelbase. Oh, and here's a little detail. These should not have door handles on the Cybertruck door. That's not the way you open the Cybertruck doors. It's time to come clean, guys. Many years ago, when they first announced this Cybertruck, and then when the pre-orders sold out, I was a little bitter. So I made a video, which I've already deleted, but I talked about how this RC truck was not hobby grade. And that was before I knew anything about this truck. But I went to the Charisma webpage, and I found out that this thing is indeed hobby graded. So yeah, I'm on the webpage for Charisma, and I went to the Cybertruck parts, and they actually do have plenty of spare parts here for the Cybertruck. All these parts right here listed are for the Cybertruck, and I want to see if there's something cool I can get. Oh, we got the complete steering servo for $56. What else? There's plenty of good stuff here. Oh, I'll definitely get these replacement Cybertruck wheels and tires. That's only $26. And I'm curious to see what they have on the next page. We got the replacement speed controller for $100. And oh, here's what the motor is. It's a brushless motor, and it's $72 to get this. Here are the lights on this truck. It looks way better at nighttime. And let me show you the back. See that? Looks pretty nice. And we can also see the interior a lot better at nighttime as well. It's kind of foggy in there, isn't it? But you can see the seats in there. You can see The cockpit right there is the yoke steering wheel. So yeah, there's a lot of detail in there, which is hard to see like during the day when you're just driving it really fast. Let me check something out. I want to see what the steering is like, and also how many wheels turn when I pull the trigger. Whoa! So it is 4-wheel drive. The Cybertruck does have a 4-wheel drive option in real life, also a 2-wheel drive. Let's see what the steering is like. So it does have proportional steering as well. Kind of disappointing though. You see how only the front wheels are turning? The actual Cybertruck has 4-wheel steering. So these back tires would also turn. So when this truck wanted to turn, it had a really tight turning radius capability. I can't believe they don't have it here, because even Roadster made an EV Hummer RC, and they were able to make an RC with 4-wheel steering. So I'm a little disappointed that this $400 Cybertruck doesn't have 4-wheel steering. Let me show you what the bumper guard looks like, because it does recommend that you put it on, because this thing has apparently insane speed. So here it is. So I guess it kind of just goes on here. You just have to screw it in. But I don't know, it looks kind of weird like that. I kind of like that scaled look without it. But all right, so here are the 3 Mattel Tesla RC cars next to each other. And you can see that the Roadster is so much smaller compared to the truck, which obviously makes sense. And the $100 version, this one, is almost the same size as the $400 version. But it's curious to note that the $100 version is slightly taller than the hobby grade version. The cheaper version basically has a higher stance. See how it's a bit more projected over the wheels. And here's those differences I was talking about though. Remember the hobby grade version has this tonneau cover. The toy grade version does not have that. And the toy grade version also has this cyber quad, which I can't believe they couldn't provide it for the hobby grade version. But I guess you have to give this version something to like. But yeah, the weight difference between these two is the difference between night and day. This thing is so light, the toy grade version, whereas the hobby grade version, you almost need 2 hands to carry, otherwise you might crush it by gripping on one side. But yeah, you kind of need 2 hands to pick up the hobby grade version, but with this version, it is so light. These are all pretty beautiful cars. I really do like the Roadster a lot. The Roadster is the 2nd gen Roadster, and they've been teasing the release of this car for many years. I want to say like 2017 or so. But the car hasn't come out yet, so we don't know how long that's going to take. The Cybertruck also had release issues, but we do have a Cybertruck on the road, so that's kind of a cool thing. So let me put these guys away again and show you the Cybertruck version again. If you want to take the body off like a hobby grade version, you can't. You got to take all these screws off the bottom of the chassis, and then you can get to the hobby grade components. But I already went to the website, and you can see what the main components of the $400 version is, and the $400 version is indeed hobby grade. So yeah, these wheels should come off just like any other hobby grade RC. And just for funsies, I want to take some of them off just to see how easy it is. But yeah, I definitely want to get those Cybertruck replacement wheels from Charisma's website, because this truck's been out for like 4 years, and I don't know how many more parts they have available. And this is kind of hard taking this wheel off. I'm trying. There you go. Look at that, it's like a little popsicle. Yep, there it is. You can see the nice shocks on the back. All right, after test driving the $400 Cybertruck for like 2 hours today, I learned a lot about this truck. One, this truck is super fast. 2, it cannot handle high-speed turns very well at all. And 3, this thing slides even into slight turns a lot. And 4, it flips over quite a bit. And 5, the body does not take damage very well. After rolling a few times today, a lot of times today, because it just kept rolling, this thing took so much damage. This is just after one day of driving it. Like any other car that you wreck like this, like hobby grades, they don't get like this damaged. But the thing is, this is a hard body. Most hobby grade bodies are Lexan bodies. And because this is a hobby grade car going close to 30 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour, the body scratches so easily because it is a hard body. So it's very unforgiving when you wreck. But it's still running, I'm surprised. Because when I first drove this at nighttime the other day, it got really hot under the chassis. So I was really surprised that this truck didn't overheat while I was driving it today. And honestly, I left this thing on for about an hour, like continuously for an hour. And the bottom was hot, but it didn't like smoke or overheat. It just kept running very, very well. So performance-wise, the Cybertruck $400 version is very, very good. What to say about the other cars? Well, I guess the first thing I want to say is I am very disappointed in the $100 version Cybertruck. This was never ran, apparently. I got it from eBay, but the owner said he never ran it, and it was still in the box. But I charged it up for about 2.5 hours. The box recommended 2 to 3 hours, so I thought 2.5 hours would have been good. But this truck would not run at all. It wouldn't turn. The wheels wouldn't spin. It wouldn't do anything. That said, if you're on the fence between buying the $400 version Cybertruck or the cheapo $100 Cybertruck, if you don't plan to drive your truck that much, just get the $100 Cybertruck because it looks just as good as the $400 one with some slight differences, like the lack of a tonneau cover back here, because the $400 version does have a tonneau cover on the back here, which this truck bed got trashed. That was insane. But I'm glad that I wrecked it because now I'm not scared of wrecking it anymore. You know, once you cross that threshold, you no longer fear anything. But yeah, the $100 version does look good. If you don't plan to drive it, then just get this one. But if you plan to drive it, I'm not sure why you would get the $400 version, because if you wreck it like I did, it's gonna get scratched up to, you know, it's gonna get scratched up a lot. Now, the $70, $80 Tesla Roadster is very beautiful. This might be the best looking one of them all. It's really cheap, but as you saw in the video, it drove pretty well actually. And it also has digital proportional steering and speed. So for $70, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. And the Roadster body is very beautiful. But yeah, review-wise, Cybertruck $400 version is very good, but it is prone to getting damaged. Just driving it, you're probably gonna spin a little. You're probably gonna like flip and roll a few times. I did not intend to do that. By the way, when I was driving this, there was a problem with the trim. It just kept pulling to the left. So when I finally fixed it, it performed a lot better. But it was still rolling at the slightest of turns. So if you're gonna drive this thing really fast, make sure the trim is correct so you can drive in a straight line. You can basically gun it. But when you're entering a turn, you got to slow down a lot before you enter that turn. Once you enter that turn and you're going even a little bit fast, that truck's gonna roll. And it took me a long time to learn the lesson. I was still rolling even when I knew that was gonna happen. So it's a very unforgiving thing to drive. And I even drove it against a hobby grade custom RC car in another video, and this thing was faster than it. The Cybertruck was faster than the hobby grade, but because I was still learning the handling characteristics of the Cybertruck, I kept rolling. But yet when I fixed the trim on it, I was finally able to defeat the hobby graded custom RC car. But it took a lot of driving to finally get the hang of this thing. But yeah, that's my limit on, that's my review on the $400 Cybertruck and my quick look at these other official Tesla licensed RC cars made by Hot Wheels Mattel.